There's just 1 week left to get entered into the giveaway. Guys, it is ending soon, July 31st. You could win a Ford Mustang GT. Don't wait until it's too late. Go to speedphenom.com, get entered into the SPS giveaway. If you see something you like, pick it up. You get automatic entries into the giveaway. What's really cool is that for this final ending promotion, we have a mystery multiplier. So you could get anything from 300 times entries, 500 times entries, 1,000 times entries, or more per dollar spent. So ahead of Pebble Beach Car Week, Chevrolet has officially shown off a new version of the Corvette family. This one was designed out in Pasadena at the California Chevrolet or GM Design Center. This is really cool because this is a location or a branch of Chevrolet that is in charge of creating forward-thinking designs for their brands. So today in this video, we're going to break down the latest from Chevrolet in the future of Corvette. Right here on my screen is the latest press release for all media to check out. And this right here is a all-new envisioned concept for a future Corvette. Now, a lot of media online from major publications are talking about this, stating how this could be a first look at a all-electric C9 Corvette, and while that would be pretty rad, I think at the same time it's important to look closely at all the keywords they're using here, such as right here, Corvette-inspired hypercar. Then scrolling all the way down to where you have quotes from Brian, who is the VP of Global Design. He's talking about how the California Corvette concept is another example of forward-thinking design, which that's what this is, the California Corvette design. We invited multiple GM studios to envision Corvette-inspired hypercars, the first of which was revealed by our UK studio in March. You probably saw that content back in March. This team wanted to really focus on the Corvette's legendary performance, infusing their own distinctive vision. So when you look at this car, obviously it has a lot of elements that you would find from other hypercars, such as like the Valkyrie, the Aston Martin Valkyrie, specifically the carbon fiber tub. But not only that, you can see with all the tunneled effects going from the front to the back, it's got a tunneled body, and this really helps for airflow. When you look at what we have now for Corvette, we have the ZR1, ZR1X. You could argue, yeah, there's already a hypercar version of the Corvette. That's the ZR1X, right? Yeah, it's got hypercar performance for acceleration, of course. But at the same time, there's something more. There's something you can't really just put on paper, I think, that makes a hypercar a hypercar. It's got to be elegant, special, out of this world, unlike anything else there is. When you look at this vehicle right here, it gives you that. It gives you that vision. When you look at it, it doesn't seem like anything else on the road. Obviously, there's some challenges here and there to make this a feasible design. When you have a carbon fiber tub, that makes these cars cost a lot more. Maybe GM is spending all this money having these different design branches all over the world they have create these concepts because they are going to make a Corvette Zora. What if there is a hypercar coming and what we have right now isn't the true top of the line model? I thought we saw some quote from the chief engineer talking about this, because here's even more reason to point towards this. All these designs all incorporate this active arrow, like an active arrow rear spoiler with an air brake right there. This kind of reminds me of like a Willow Springs corner. I don't know why. I'm trying to envision it. I think this is like after like the first left and then the right carousel, you're going up the hill towards the top of the mountain. This just feels like that corner. It's obviously a computer image render, but it just looks really stunning with all that carbon fiber in those wheels. I want to make a quick point with these wheels. Do you notice how they perfectly fit in those wheel arches? Like they're just perfectly proportioned. I think that looks really good for a hypercar, right? But it's important to have the distinction of pointing out that having the shortest sidewall in the world, you can have a fast car with short sidewall, But at the same time, we see other brands take a complete opposite direction. Look at Porsche, look at even Mustang with the GTD. They're not trying to give you 22-inch wheels on a GTD Mustang, and that's built for the Nürburgring. Even like an F1 car, does it have massive wheels? No, not really. So for a lot of the race cars, you have more sidewall, which helps you for the tires. Real quickly, I do want to give a plug to Speed Phenom Film, our PPF studio here in the beach of Carlsbad, California, serving everyone from Orange County all the way down to San Diego. If you have a new car coming in and you want to get it paint protected or have a wrap put on, a ceramic coating, window tinting, windshield protection, or more, give us a call at 760-496-8607. This place was started to bring back to our viewers here on the channel and to help serve local car enthusiasts in the community. So give us a call at 760-496-8607 for a quote today. Ford made it work. They made a $500,000 supercar that you can buy into it, and this vehicle instantly just went up hundreds of thousands of dollars. Ford GTs are $1 million car right now. It's insane, right? Absolutely insane. Why can't Chevy make a car like that? Yeah, the ZR1X is wickedly fast, but it's on the same platform as a standard C8. So when you really consider the future of Corvette, if they make a hypercar, there's definitely, they can recreate what Ford has done and use bespoke components and design elements to make it truly unique. Because there's so many Corvette buyers that are paying a lot of money for these cars. Why wouldn't they want to pay more money for a hypercar version? And I do want to add another note to this video. When we scroll down and look at this vehicle, yeah, they talk more about the staggered wheels, but then there's a T-shaped prismatic battery pack enabling low seating and better airflow around and through the chassis. So by putting the battery pack in that T shape, I think it's like a reverse T where it's like wider up front and goes skinny out back, because that's what it looks like with the body panel is the design, right? And if I get an interior shot, hold on, let's pull up some photos, shall we, for this new Corvette. Here we go. It's got fixed seating, right? So the seats aren't exactly moving. They're just fixed right there, and a lot of hypercars are using this method. I really do think this is cool to see. Do I think this is going to be like a C9 generation first look? I really don't think so, because they have to make it affordable, and this car has so many components that a hypercar would have. So those reports of a C9, I don't really think so. It could give us a good idea of if they're going all electric in the future. Do I think they're going to go all electric in the future? I mean, there's such a push for it. This is a really unique shot right here, by the way, where it shows carbon fiber exposed, the weave, and then Corvette on top. Here's a photo of the Pasadena Design Center they have. It's really neat. I really do like it. You can see custom wild designs, and obviously these things don't really ever hit the streets, do they? But it's cool seeing this inside look at this Pasadena Design studio. Here's my final point. Here's why I think the next gen Corvette will not be all EV. Look at the Dodge Charger Daytona RT EV. It is being discontinued right now. It's officially going away and will not be produced past 2026. There's super low sales for the vehicle, and I really wonder if I scroll down, by the way, is there any shots on the website? Have they like updated the website for the vehicle itself? Dodge Charger, the most powerful Charger EV yet. Drifting shots. They tried really hard to make it look good, right? Still the world's most powerful muscle car. And I think so until the GTD came out, right? My point is this. If this didn't work for them and Chevy goes all the way out to make a full EV car, I don't know if it'll work for them either. So that's a really important thing to say, guys. I would really look at this as maybe a first look at a Zora. Let us know your thoughts in the comment section down below if you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button. Also subscribe for great content coming out your way. And while you do that, hit the notification bell. I'll see you in the next episode.